And all the presentations you've seen so far, which have been fantastic, have talked about the financial aspect of paying for college, how to make those correct decisions. And we want to conclude this morning's session with a thought about the human side, about why we go to college and how we can prepare our students to face the challenges that they will inevitably face when they begin to enter their education process. So let me begin with a short story. When I was a little boy growing up, I was sitting on my grandfather's knee when he told me stories from his childhood. He was born in the rural countryside of China, and he did not have any money to pay for college, but he wanted desperately to get an education so he could find the knowledge that can help him and his family rise out of poverty and ignorance. And there was a school that was 30 kilometers away. And in order to attain his education, he would walk that journey to school. It took him 2 days. He would do it barefoot because he did not have money to buy shoes. Now, when I was growing up and listening to these stories, it was just a story. It was a piece of family history. But when I encountered my own challenges in education, when our family moved back from Chicago to Beijing, and I went from the top of my class to the bottom of every single class I sat in, and I was humiliated, the stories became something more. They became a source of strength and inspiration, because if my grandfather could endure such grueling challenges in pursuit of his education, then why couldn't I do the same? So when our team met at Stanford State Exam, we realized that this story was not unique. In fact, every member on our team had such a compelling story of grit and perseverance. Amoju here is now a fourth-year graduate student at Berkeley. 4 years ago, she was a stay-at-home mom who received notice of getting a divorce. And she took that opportunity to go out and find her strength and pursue a graduate degree in computer science education, while all the same time taking care of her son. Rafiki here bore the weight and the responsibility of success for his people and his community. But when he turned away from the traditional careers that we associate with success, he felt a deep sense of shame and failure until he could find his true calling in combining education with technology. So we decided to combine our collective experiences and build a website where students and others can share their stories of grit and perseverance. Sorry, this is advancing on the phone. Share their own stories. And over the past 4 weeks, we've managed to collect some amazing stories, and the feedback we've received from simple word of mouth has been phenomenal. We've been honored to receive many letters from students who have reviewed our videos and wrote to us afterwards with messages of support and gratitude. I want to read you one of them today. Hi, my name is Rachel Miller, and I am so pleased to see what you have built. Uploading and watching grit videos have been truly therapeutic, because we need to stop pretending that everything's okay and say sometimes, hey, I do struggle, but it's going to be okay. I know that I'm going to be successful. I've always known that I've had a little extra something that was helping me help myself. I just didn't know what to call it, and now I do. This is great. We've also been pleased to receive endorsements from the world experts on grit and perseverance. And from all of the positive feedback we received, we realized that this is not just our stories, but this is the story of all of us. This is the story of America herself. Because as we struggle to make college education more affordable, and as we struggle to rebuild after the financial crisis, and as we struggle to redefine ourselves in an increasingly uncertain future, we need grit now more than ever. Stories of grit are like flowers that we plant in times of comfort, so they can bloom in times of hardship. And we need your help in planting the seed of grit into our next generation, so that when difficult times arise in their lives, they have something to draw upon. Our goal, ultimately, is to ask the leading figures in media, in government, and in business to share their stories of grit, so that we who look up to them as role models can feel inspired that they are human and they suffer, and their success depends on their perseverance. Finally, I'd like to thank the amazing team that's made this possible. Everything you see here was collected and built over the last 4 weeks. We worked from 4 different continents, and it's been an incredible journey. We could not have done it at all without our amazing partners, Camera Tag and PathSource, and the amazing team behind me here. So thank you all, and this is great.
Okay,